Okay, I'm back. Yes, and happy to see the sun shining again. Several days with no sunshine and cold, that was not pleasant. And I know that so many people were suffering even worse than we were. I I just thought I'd talk a little bit about how we survived this cold spell. So, starting off, we were at Dogwood, and that was in Louisiana at the National Forest, Kasashy National Forest. But I saw that we were getting bad weather coming in. I mean, really bad weather. So I said, we are far away from anything. So we need to go ahead and go back to the park. Paul's Park, as I call it, and Noah calls it. It's Paul's Park. But so we did. We came back. Of course, his van quit. And so anyway, we got here like the day before it started really getting cold. Then the freeze came in. Yeah, the storm really came in like gangbusters. And so we had just gotten one propane bottle. We had exchanged it. We had that filled. And I had another one in here that I use for cooking. They're 20 pounders, I believe, or 20 whatever. Anyway, so everything seemed like it was going to be okay. We had a couple of really cold days, and we used the propane to warm up. He filled the little green bottles up, and we used it on the heaters. And, of course, the one I have in here for cooking. And everything seemed okay, but it got colder and colder, and we needed more heat. So we run out of propane at the worst possible time, when it really got cold. Noah spent all day here, but he would go into his van at night to go to sleep. On the coldest day, when it was down to 11 degrees, I told him to bring his mattress. He's got a roll-up foam mattress and I told him, bring it over here, put it on the floor. We need a place where we can have heat because, body heat going around. So he did. So he spent the night here that night. It was so cold. It was so cold. He had wrapped himself up in his sleeping bag and in his blanket. So when I got up in the morning and I looked down on the floor, he looked like a darn burrito. I think the dogs looked at him and said, food. But me, I was lucky. I had all my pets in bed with me, every one of them. So there was a lot of body heat underneath that blanket. Yes, it was cold, 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 but we survived it. I mean, because we were keeping each other's warm. Noah is hot-blooded. This cold weather does not bother him. And cold used to not bother me, but the older I get, the more it bothers me. So, yeah, we did our cooking in here, which that helped bring some heat in here. Um, we I couldn't take the animals out. It was too cold. I didn't want a chance trying to walk them and sliding and breaking my hip. So I have those pee pads, and they're very good about going on them. So that was not a problem. And of course, we had plenty of food for the dogs and the cats. And it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was bad at the moment. It seemed worse. But when you sit back and you think about it, it could have been worse. So we didn't really have a whole lot of problems. We really didn't. With all the windows that I have on my bus, I put the reflectix on this back one. And I got reflectix on the bottom parts of the windows, but not the top parts. I cannot stand not to have light coming in. I don't like darkness. I mean, in more ways than one, I do not like darkness. So, the other night, it was going down to 20. It was 2 nights ago? Night before last? Anyway. So I told Noah again, bring your mattress in here, Well, what happens is my sweet little big dogs, they slept with him that night. They stayed with him that night. All cuddled up against him. I had 2 cats and Brian with me. It wasn't really that much warmth, but it didn't feel so bad. It really did. I told Cookie and Candy, you all are traitors. You left me. But like I said, it wasn't that bad. I know a lot of people had it worse. We had plenty of water that we had gotten before we got here, so we weren't worried about the water situation. We knew that we could get water here at the park if necessary, but we didn't have to until yesterday, and we still don't have to. We still have water that we brought with us, but that's, for washing dishes and what have you. Definitely I'm boiling it whether I'm washing dishes or not. I don't know. I mean, the water was fine here all the time, but I don't know what's happened down the road. What pipe leak, what didn't, what happened. So I'm going to boil the water anyway. In doing all this, though, we started thinking about, well, when we'll leave here, and as soon as he gets his van going, we'll leave. And I thought, no matter where we go, it's going to be colder than it is here. And we need to be up north in Texas, to the storage unit in the middle of the month, because I don't want to pay another month of storage. That's $50 right there. And, $50 for somebody that don't have that much is a lot. So I want to get everything out, and my trailer out, and what have you. I think I described what I'm going to do with the trailer earlier, but it will be great as far as in the desert to use it as a little patio, because that way we won't be on the sand all the time. And yeah, there's a lot of sand in the desert. And also it'll keep us off the ground. And with valley fever and all going around, that's really bad. I've got to be very careful with the dogs, very careful, because if they get it, they can bring it in. And since they sleep with me, I can catch it. And I've already got problems with the lungs, so I don't need more problems. But anyway, I just thought I'd give you a quick view of, well, not view, but idea of how we spent this cold spell, and how grateful I am. Stop it, guys! Stop it! Oh my God, they're playing. How grateful I am that we survived it, and wonderful life. I mean, sometimes you think about, oh, how bad things are, and then the sun comes out. And you say, well, it wasn't that bad. Peace, my friends. I love you all.